it.
Spraying an M4, right? So watch this. If I pull down too quick, let me show impacts. Time 5 or 4 should work. If I pull down really quick, watch how the bullets come with me. See how they immediately come down with me, and then you start pulling down. You're aiming at their feet. So what I was saying before is you need to know the point in which you need to stop pulling down and let the bullets rest a little, right? So you start here. You hold it there for a sec, then you slowly drop, and then you can duck if you want. So slowly drop and then hold. Don't pull down anymore. Hold, hold, hold. And see, that's how you spray a moving target right there. So say a guy peeks you right here from library, and then he shoots at you and then keeps moving. So you're like maybe shooting a guy here. You see the guy, you react to him, and then he starts moving that way. Well, see, I can't even follow him with a spray. Watch. It's not like my spray's perfect. Look at that shit. But that's the invisible line I'm talking about. See how when you spray, it gets to that flat part right there? You need to know how to manipulate that point, and that only comes from feeling. I could talk to you all day about how to do it, but until you actually feel it, it's really hard. Because basically what happens is it moves without you doing it. So when you stop pulling down to say keep it at a certain level, like right here, I'm not pulling down anymore, right? I'm holding, holding, holding. But see how it went right there? You got to know that it goes right there after you hold for a little bit. So if the guy goes right, I don't need to move my mouse. If he goes left, you need to overcompensate to the left for those bullets to come in. That's a feel thing. So you're shooting at a guy, he goes to the left, it kicks to the right, you slowly drag over to the left. That's not perfect, but if you're aiming head level and he's running away, you could headshot him, right? But you're not following. If a guy shoots at you and starts moving, you shouldn't follow him with your spray. I don't know where you got. People ask me this question. I'm like, why? What do you mean follow someone with your spray? You never follow a moving target with your spray. You spray him, he moves a little, stop, shoot him. Who's outside? Oh, neighbor. Right? YouTube, please. YouTube, please. I could upload this after for YouTube. So what we're basically learning is that you don't try to control this recoil as much as you want. You control it a little bit to keep it at the level you want, but you're not manipulating all the bullets. Pro players aren't just manipulating the whole pattern. A lot of people think that we just like memorize the reverse of everything and it's just perfectly fucking centered. Well, it's not. Like I can spray decent, like watch, see? That's see how it goes to the right though? Like no one's perfect. That was deep. Like by that time, if you haven't killed someone, by the time it jumps to right, you fail. So normally like by right there I've killed someone. So that's batched enough. A model is that wide. And these red things, keep in mind, aren't perfect. So this might be how wide a model is, right? Alright? So keep in mind when you're spraying, guys, don't pull down right away. See how it'll follow you. Practice on the wall like this. Hold it. If you're going to, like, you could stand here and just do that. A technique I like to use a lot to be more evasive, though, is the ducking, right? Where I start shooting, duck, and then I make sure to keep my crosshair here while I stand back up. Start shooting, duck, stand back up. Because it's a way of kind of pulling down quick by using control, right, without your mouse hand on the mouse, right? Let's go to the AK really quick so I can make this brief. YouTube.com/NothingTV is my YouTube. Go subscribe. My YouTube.com/NothingTV. Twitch.tv. No, that's not it. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's at C9Nothing, and my Instagram is N0thing. Right? I'll show you guys that again at the end. Spraying the AK. Same thing, but watch what happens to the AK. So I'll spray the wall without controlling it. See that little jump right there? So that's where you don't pull down. You start pulling down a little, and then you make that big jump, right? So right with the M4, these 3 bullets are a little closer, so you don't need to start the pull down as fast, okay? So with the AK, you pull down slightly right there, right? So if you're aiming here, and that's mid-level, that's head, that's waist, you start out there. After the first 2 bullets with the AK, you're right here. But by the 3rd, 4th, 5th is when you're saying, okay, 1 bullet, 2 bullets, 3 bullets, 4, 5. With duck. If you're not going to duck, 1 bullet, 2 bullet, down here, 3, 4, 5. So you're down quicker. Right? So 1 bullet, 2 bullet, 3, 4, 5. See how I let it get away from me a little? The good way to practice this drill is shoot a bullet and don't let the bullets get above it. So right there. See how I didn't let it, oh, see 1 slipped away, but I kept it at that level, and that's how you batch your spray. You're never pulling your spray downwards. You're pulling your crosshair downwards, which keeps your bullets at a certain level. Once it's at that level, you manipulate that point. Right here. Hold there. I'm not even pulling down anymore. Hold, hold, hold. But you see what's happening is while I'm holding, it starts jumping out to the right and to the left. That's where you need to know when to stop spraying sometimes. The guy peeks you here. If you're whiffing and you haven't killed him by then, what the fuck are you doing, right? Your aim is obviously off him. You didn't start at a good point. Because one big part of spraying is starting your crosshair at a good spot. If a guy quick peeks and ducks you, and he ducks and that's his head, and you start shooting right here and then expect to be able to drag your spray on him, look what happens. It's not good. You need to be on the right vertical axis when you start your spray. So if a guy peeks you, it's important. If this is his chest, head, feet, right when he peeks you, you're down here. Boom. See how up I let my spray go a little? It's all over his chest. If I wanted to keep it down because he ducked after he peeks me right away, I hold it there. Hold it there. Hold it there. See the level of head? It stays down here, right? But if he doesn't duck right away, you pull down and then you let off the pull down. Pull down, let off, let off, let off. See how it stays up? Stays up. You're not pulling down. A lot of misconception is every pro just goes like this. Tap, tap at the head, and then pull down. You can do it. See how I maintained that head level? But it's not as easy, because if he just decides to duck, move, strafe, you're dead. So if you just ever commit to standing still, and you just burst, you're dead. You cannot stand still when you're bursting, and if you miss a spray for too long, you can't stay in that spot. If you spray, and by that point you haven't killed him, what the fuck are you doing? You have to go practice your spray. The only time that happens is if he's also whiffing. It happens to pros. I've had situations on Navi, or whatever they were called at the time, Stone of Dragons, where I remember peeking Markov here, and we got into spray, and I didn't kill him. I was like, holy shit, and I started doing the little like slide to the right, and then I killed him. But it was like, that's normally doesn't happen at our level, alright? So what you need to realize is you're not starting high and then pulling down, because look what happens. See how much harder it is to come down on a straight line? It's like, bleh. If you start more centered, you aim at the head, right? Obviously, you're coming around, you're waiting for a guy to peek, you're aiming at the head. You're going to shoot a burst. But if you shoot the first burst and miss, he's going to drop into a duck, right? He's going to go like this. He's clearing, he's clearing, he's clearing. You miss him, and then he's going to go like this and try to kill you, right? So you have the time that you miss those two shots, and he ducks to re-strafe, so he has to go like this. You miss, oh shit, and then he has to correct and come over there. So when you go like this, that's why a lot of times you'll see me go, or see what I'm saying, how I miss and I give up on that burst. I don't just go, oh, I missed, let me just drop right into a spray, because then I'm just a sitting duck, you know? Like this. What up? Where's N0thing Instagram? My Instagram's the last one right there, N0thing. If you guys want to toss me a follow. Don't upload it a lot, but